Well, I was just going to ask, in that year that you were there, I mean, I've seen you reference a few people on your work shed. Is that where you meet people like Randy Rhoads during that era?
Beat me to it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's funny. It was a little shop, but everybody came to all the biggest stars. Greg Lake, Randy Rhoads. I don't know if you know who Jeff Whitehorn is. He played with all kinds of people. Snowy White from Thin Lizzy did stuff for Scott Gorham, and what was the main guy that sang in the Thin Lizzy did work for him. Met Dick Taylor from the Pretty Things, who had started the Rolling Stones and then quit to go back to school. Probably the only time that wasn't a good idea. And every day I got to know Mitch Mitchell, the Hendrix drummer, because he had some guitars. He brought them in. I got to know him. And
what was your?
Randy was with. I was gonna say he was with Ozzy, and I didn't follow that.
Wow.
And but yeah, one day Randy came in, and we kind of knew who he was, but we heard he was good. And he brought in the polka dot V and the first white Rhoads, and I remember it was funny. One of them was kind of odd because you think of a metal guitar having a thin neck and big frets, but one of them had a thick neck and little frets. I think it was the V, And so I did some stuff to them, and he was very quiet, serious. He seemed like a guy that didn't seem like a rock star. He seemed like a player that had an opportunity for a big gig, which I think is what he was, Yeah. And did stuff for him. Yeah, I think he was in a couple times. I remember he seemed to be happy with how it went. There wasn't a lot of good guitar repair that I could see in London, because on my days off, I go down to Denmark Street, look around. Yeah. And there was Andy's Guitars. That was the only big shop I could find on Denmark Street. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Can I ask you about Randy a little bit more? Because obviously he was just a kid,
Sure.
I mean, he was always young, right up. So, I mean, I think he'd been given lessons, hadn't he? He'd been teaching people. So he was a very, very classically trained.
His mom had a music school.
Yeah.
And he taught there.
So,
yeah, his mom had a school. Yeah, I have a friend that got to know her, actually. I have a friend that's a Randy Rhoads nut. He's gone to where the bus incident happened. He's visited. He got to know Randy's brother and his mother and all that. Yeah, we didn't interact a lot. I remember he was very small, kind of Angus Young size, and he seemed very serious, and was very intent on just having his guitars fixed. I guess you could kind of say he was a little bit like Prince in that there wasn't a lot of small talk and just kind of schmaltzing around. It was, I need this done, and he wasn't rude or anything, but it was like, I got to have this done, and that was kind of the end of it,